Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. In today's episode, we are going to be talking about a whole lot of things, and in particular, we are going to be looking at Zilliqa, plus we're also going to be talking about BTC, because BTC is currently trading at 14,000 US dollars. Can you believe it, ladies and gentlemen? We are finally here, but a lot of people are not really rejoicing due to the fact that this has been happening very spontaneously, and it's like slipping right through our eyes without us getting to benefit off of this particular dramatic rise. I mean, just the other day, a few weeks ago, the price of Bitcoin was around 9,000. Now it's almost 14,000. I mean, it is 14,000. And where is the money? How come we're not really getting rich? Yeah, so anyhow, let's just talk about everything. So first of all, let's talk about our darling Zilliqa. Okay, Zilliqa is doing pretty well in comparison to other alternative cryptocurrencies, because a lot of different alternative cryptocurrencies have been shut down. A lot of them have been destroyed. I can't even I can't even fathom how a lot of people are feeling right now. I'm sure there's a lot of you out there holding alternative cryptocurrencies and just thinking, damn, what the hell happened? Am I dreaming? How did this price drop happen so fast? I mean, like, this is the beauty and curse of cryptocurrencies. I mean, today you might be significantly up, and the other day you might be significantly down. So I mean, it's all about risk management, guys, and I'm still trying to perfect risk management and just hedging and just being on top of the game. But one thing that I can tell you is it is very important to understand when the Bitcoin dominance is obviously switching. Once the Bitcoin dominance is like really starting to take off, you might want to like let go of a lot of alternative cryptocurrencies. I mean, it just becomes so unbearable to like look at all these different factors, because when it comes to investing in cryptocurrencies, right, you have to look at a lot of different things. I mean, it's not really as easy as everybody keeps on saying. Like, let's say for example, you bought Bitcoin in 2013, you for some reason hibernate or just be in a coma, and then you just come back 5 years and you are super rich. I mean, if you're looking at your portfolio like every day, it just really feels so hard to achieve. I mean, like, sometimes a lot of people really think that getting rich off of cryptocurrencies is extremely tricky. But the thing is, if you guys are going to be investing for the long run, you are going to be good to go. But the only problem is we just try to temper with our portfolio on a daily basis, and the more we do that, right, obviously the more we make mistakes. So all I can say is, in the long run, you guys are going to be good. You guys are going to be super wealthy, especially due to the fact that the next bull run, or we're about to have like a bull run pretty soon. I mean, like in 2020, we're buying Lamborghinis. Can I hear an amen? We are buying Lamborghinis, we are buying property, and we are going to be good. So all the suffering that you have been going through, I mean, it's all for a purpose, So anyhow, now let's look at the amazing graphs or charts, as you guys love referring to them as. So anyway, if we look at Zilliqa, right, Zilliqa has been very resilient, and it hasn't had like some major drops in comparison to a lot of different alternative cryptocurrencies. And right now it really looks like we might be falling off of the daily support, which was around $0.018, like right over here, this red line. I mean, this is where we had like a lot of support. I mean, if we drop all the way to around $0.012, like around this area, right, it's obviously going to give us like a double bottom, like a very good solid double bottom. But I'm really thinking that we are obviously going to be sort of trading around this particular area and then shoot back right up. So that is obviously going to be something which is going to be extremely bullish for Zilliqa. But Zilliqa is about to take off. Like whenever everything settles down, right, obviously Zilliqa is going to moon so freaking hard, you know, because of the staking, because of the decentralized finance. And the thing is, the thing about Zilliqa is it didn't really get to capitalize off of the decentralized finance mania, if you know what I mean. So this time around, when the bull market comes, right, it's really going to like do super well. And the Zilliqa team is obviously working like on a whole lot of different projects with regards to decentralized finance. They're just building like a whole lot of different you know, services, and that is obviously going to propel the price obviously to the next level. So obviously, due to the fact that a lot of people have been staking Zilliqa, right, this is one of the reasons why it hasn't really dropped as much in comparison to other alternative cryptocurrencies. And of course, if we look at the weekly, right, the weekly is looking pretty good. I mean, if we take a look at where we came from in March, right, this is where we came from and this is where we are. Okay, so in comparison to where we are coming from, I mean, Zilliqa is doing pretty well. Okay, I mean, of course, we would love to see it do better, but you just have to understand that right now it's all about BTC. Right now, BTC is ruling. Okay, so I usually encourage people to always dollar cost average, you know, DCA, dollar cost average, because the thing is, you want to be rich in the next 1 year to about 2 years. Okay, so obviously getting to buy around these areas is not really going to be it's not really going to make a significant difference, because in the long run you are obviously going to be doing tremendously well, because these coins are definitely going to be doing like a 10x to a 100x. So getting to buy these you know, fluctuations right over here is nothing, so long you have got strong hands. So by the way, if you really want to turn out to be very profitable, just dollar cost average and just forget about it. If you just keep on, you know, trying to play these fluctuations, you're just going to go crazy, like I am going crazy right now. So you don't want to have all that headache. So just invest for the long run and just know that we are about to have a bull market, and all these alternative cryptocurrencies are definitely going to be doing tremendously well. So you guys are going to be very, very good. So anyhow, let's talk about Bitcoin. So the current price of Bitcoin is around 14,126, right? The good thing about Bitcoin is at this particular moment, it has obviously broken through all the resistance levels, all the previous weekly resistance from way back. So yeah, let me try to do this. So as you can see, right over here, we had this cluster of you know, activity, if I can put it that way. And if you take a look at what has been happening, right, obviously in 2019 June, right, we obviously had these massive wicks to the upside, and then we eventually fell off of a cliff, and ever since we've been just trying to get back to about 20,000. But if you take a look at what has been happening, right, we have been, you know, closing, or rather, if you look at these weekly bars, right, we are obviously trying to sort of decisively sort of break this particular resistance over here. So last week ended on a very good note. We obviously ended right on top of this particular resistance. Okay, so we obviously turned it into support. So as you can see, right, the previous weekly bar, which is here, I mean, we closed right above the previous resistance where we failed to like you know, sort of penetrate through, and this is obviously like a very bullish scenario. So obviously the next coming weekly bars, of course, they're going to be like extremely volatile, and there's going to be like ups and downs, but the moral of the story is we broke this particular resistance, and from here, guys, we do not really have like a lot of resistance. I mean, all the way from about 14,000 to about 20,000, there isn't any resistance at all. Okay, I mean, there's just like everything is just like vacuum, you know, there's just vaporware around this price range from about 14,000 all the way to 20,000. And once we get to cross 20,000, right, there's obviously just going to be it's just going to be so freaking crazy, because the prices are just going to be going up and up because there's very little sell orders on top of 20,000. Okay, so once we cross 20,000, it's going to be very easy for us to like reach 40,000 because there's barely sell orders on top. So this is one of the reasons why once this particular cluster of resistance has been like decisively broken, it's just going to be good from here. Okay, so we are obviously approaching one of those euphoric moments of the cryptocurrency market cycle, and we already had the Bitcoin halving. That really means that there's obviously going to be few Bitcoin which is going to be offloaded onto the market, and that really means that once the demand starts rolling through, there's obviously just going to be like less supply, and the prices are just going to be going up and up and up. Now obviously Trump and Biden are still trying to we don't really have like a decisive winner with regards to the American election. So obviously we have no idea what the markets are going to do in comparison to whoever is going to end up being victorious. So this is one of the reasons why I'm just like staying away from the markets right now until we sort of get to find out who's going to be winning and just how the markets are going to be reacting, because Donald Trump is not really easily going to be giving away power just like he said. So obviously people are preparing for the West. So obviously I have like a lot of subscribers who happen to be staying in America, so please let me know, how is the situation? What is going to happen if Donald Trump loses? Is the market going to react in a negative way? Please let me know in the comment section below. But as it is right now, it really looks like Joe Biden might end up winning, but a lot of people are saying that there are like a few states and towns that are going to be voting and supporting Trump. So obviously Trump might end up catching up. So it's not really that known at this particular moment. So I'm just sort of crossing my fingers and just staying away from the market and just seeing what is going to end up happening. But according to the stock markets, right, the stock markets are pretty bullish right now, yeah, it really looks like perhaps Donald Trump might end up being victorious. So this is one of the reasons why the stocks are especially the stock futures are pumping right now. So we are obviously going to be keeping this particular situation. We're just going to be observing everything, and we're going to be letting you know as soon as we get the news. So right now this is obviously like a no trade zone for me, even though we have like a whole lot of bullish news as far as Bitcoin is concerned. So if we switch over to the 4 hourly, right, we obviously had this amazing choppy season, right? So we had that fluctuation right over there, then we had like a massive dump. Well, it's not really massive, it was a very good dump. We had a pump, dump, and now we are pumping back up. So obviously the people who were trading this area, I mean, it was very gut wrenching, if I can put it that way, because Bitcoin did everything. It did pump, it did dump, it did pump, and it did dump once more. And right now it is trying to pump. So obviously, I mean, to all the great traders out there, congratulations if you really ended up decisively taking advantage of this particular volatility. So congratulations on your part. But as far as everything stands, Bitcoin looks like it just wants to go out there and just reach as far as 20,000 US dollars. Of course, 16,000 is obviously the next stop, around 16,500. That's where we have like a little bit of resistance. So anyhow, I'm just going to talk to you tomorrow once we get to find out like who's obviously going to be winning the elections and how the markets are going to be reacting to that particular news. And as far as coronavirus is concerned, like 2020 is just a crazy weird year. We don't really know exactly what's happening. The economy is down, but the markets are pumping. Trump doesn't really want to like give up power if he loses. This is just an overall weird type of year, man. I don't know, I just can't really comprehend what has been happening. So anyhow, I'm obviously going to be talking to you tomorrow. I'm going to be diving deep into Uniswap, Avalanche, YFI, plus a whole lot of different alternative cryptocurrencies one by one, because I really want to like give you like a fresh perspective in comparison to what was happening like a few days ago. Oh, before I go, let's talk about the cryptocurrency total market cap, the altcoin market cap. This is the overall market cap for all the alternative cryptocurrencies. All right, so this particular graph doesn't include BTC. So as you can see right now, the altcoins are about to fall off of the cliff. Like if we lose this daily support, right, if we end up dropping to the downside, obviously a lot of different alternative cryptocurrencies are going to be losing their value. So right now we are just chilling below, or rather on top of the support. So once we get to like lose this particular level, then we are obviously going to experience lower prices as far as alternative cryptocurrencies are concerned. And this really makes a lot of sense. It does make a lot of sense, because obviously if BTC is going to be pumping, usually what happens is during the first run up, BTC first of all does its thing, and then the altcoins lose a lot of value, and then whenever BTC like finishes pumping, then the altcoins sort of follow the sort of play catch up. Okay, so obviously this is one of the reasons why this is obviously going to be very crucial with regards to what BTC is going to be doing in the next few weeks and months to come from here. But as it stands, the altcoins are really hanging on a cliff. They're about to sort of fall off of the cliff if they end up losing this particular support. So we are obviously going to see what's going to be happening obviously in the next coming few days and weeks, and then we'll just see what's going to happen. But right now it doesn't really look very good for alternative cryptocurrencies. But of course we might have like a bounce. There's obviously going to be like a price increase in the next coming few days, and hopefully you guys can do what you have to do. But I just wanted to like sort of point this out to you, because it is very important and very vital. So once we get to lose this particular price support right over here, this support, our next level of support is around this particular area, okay, which is a very significant drop. So a lot of alternative cryptocurrencies can end up losing like maybe 30 to about 40% off of their value. So just thought of letting you know about this particular situation. So anyhow, it's been your boy Muna, aka Beyond 10x. Talk to you a little bit later. Be good, stay amazing, and just be safe and do what you have to do. Remain profitable and always keep learning, always keep on improving. So talk to you tomorrow. Bye.